Hello friends, my name is Jessa and welcome back to my channel, Books Past Bedtime. In today's video, we're going to be doing my July reset. Now, it's been a couple months since I've done one of these, so we're going to kind of play catch up a little bit. It's going to be a little bit different until we can do next month, and then, you know, we can like review this month, then continue. This is just going to be resetting for July. What does that mean? What are we doing in today's video? So on the to-do list is to review June. We're just going to chat about it a little bit. I would like to update my reading spreadsheet, update my Goodreads and Storygraph. I am going to do content planning with you guys for July, and then we're going to update my reading journal and make my July pages, and then we're going to talk about my July goals and TBR. Got a lot to do, so let's go ahead and get into it. The first thing we're going to be doing, like I just said, is reviewing June. So June didn't go as planned for me. We talked about this, I think, in my first vlog that I posted in June. First and only vlog that I posted in June. I was gonna try and read 30 books in 30 days in June. That didn't happen. I really fell off the boat. I mean, obviously from that first vlog, I didn't start off the month great, and I didn't put myself in a good place to continue reading enough to read 30 books in 30 days for June. That did kind of fall off a bit. That's okay. I ended up reading 14 books in June, which is more than I'd read in the last couple of months. So I definitely made some progress. I read a little bit more than I had been reading, so I'm happy about that. And overall, it was like a decent reading month. I didn't really have a lot of 5-star standouts, but I didn't really hate a ton of books either. So I had a pretty average month. Other than not reading the 30 books, I also wasn't as productive and consistent as I wanted to be with YouTube in June. I only managed to get 2 videos up in June, which was a lot less than I wanted to and a lot less than I had planned to, but I had a lot going on. I went on my family vacation last month, and then I was working a ton in the second half of the month, and I wasn't like feeling great. I started a new medication, so there's just a lot of things that were creating this perfect storm that made June just not as productive as I wanted it to be. Honestly, that's the story of my life. Like, I always think I'm going to be way more productive than I actually am, and I feel like I need to figure out what my happy medium is, and I still haven't at almost 28, so I don't know. That's a work in progress, but we're all a work in progress, of course. So that was my June. Let's go ahead and just update all of my stuff, close out my month for June so that we can move on to July. So we're gonna go ahead and go over to my computer. All right, here we are over on my computer. I think we're gonna start on Goodreads. I do think that Goodreads is fully updated for me, except I have one book that I've read that's like not showing up in my reading challenge, and I can't figure out why. So I think I'm gonna go in here and like take it off my shelf and then re-add it and see if that works for me, because I don't understand why it's not showing up. So that book is Saved by a Barbarian by Amy Padilla, and for some reason it's just not showing up in my reading challenge, even though I have it read in June 18th 2025. Like, I don't understand. So I think I'm gonna remove it from my books, and then I'm gonna go back in and add it again and see if that works. Like, I feel like it got screwed up because sometimes my Kindle will like automatically put a book. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. My Kindle will like automatically put a book in my challenge, and sometimes I hit remove so then I can put it in myself, but then for some reason I might have hit remove and then it just didn't go back in once I don't know. I really have no idea. I don't understand what happened. So we're gonna try and figure out what happened. All right, let's see if that worked. Okay, it looks like it did because it went up to 80 books, so that's good. Okay, yeah, it's in there now. I don't know what happened with that. It was so weird because, I mean, you saw I had it reviewed and read at the right date. I don't know what the hell was going on. All right, so Goodreads is good. Let me double check Storygraph. I think Storygraph might be updated as well. Okay, not fully. I think maybe it's just this book that's not on there. Oh no, okay, there's like 3 books missing here. Okay, so we need to add When the Summers Go Dark by Paula McLean. Read this one. Read it on June 24th and to June 17th to June 24th. Then we can add a review. I thought this book was dark, emotional, mysterious, tense. It was a medium-paced plot. Well, it was kind of a mix, actually. It had a really good main character for being a thriller. Kinda. 4-star and paste the review. Okay, got that one. I need this cover, so I'm gonna go ahead and save that. And then we read this. I read this from June 1st to June 24th. Date that. Add my review. It's definitely dark, challenging. It's complicated. It's complicated. I don't know about that. Stars. Some spoilers here in this video. Sorry, guys. And then we also read Rivals, Leo Rivers. Read that. Date is incorrect. June 25th to June 28th. Date that. Had a review. This was dark. No. All right, now is that updated? Let's see. So I have 78 books. Let me see. I know Storygraph doesn't count DNFs, so I think that this should be correct, but I can't remember how many I have DNF'd. I know I DNF'd one in June. So yeah, okay. Oh, 3. There's 3 DNFs. I'm confused. Yeah, so I DNF'd these 3 books this year. Somebody's not right. Because 78 plus 3 is 81. So what's not being counted in my Goodreads reading challenge? I'm so confused. So this is the DNF book, this is a DNF book, and this is a DNF book. So those are all in my Goodreads reading challenge, but I'm missing something else. What the hell's going on? This is probably not pertinent to what we're doing here at the moment, but I am so confused. How do I have 78 books? So this is in here. The layover is in here. I'm so confused. Why did I count the layover in here and in here? Okay, that's a discrepancy. It doesn't matter. Let's move on. Let's go to my reading spreadsheet. I think that this is mostly updated. I just need to add a little bit of information for some of these books that I didn't finish, and I didn't put in covers for a lot of them. So let's do that. So I do have this one. I have this one right here. All right, so now I'm just gonna go through and update the little things that I haven't done yet. Oh, I didn't put that in because I didn't know. I did most of this. I just need to make sure that I didn't leave out anything. So that's a fantasy world, that's a fantasy world. This was set in the United States. This was set in a fantasy world, and this was set in a fantasy world. Okay. Oh, I guess it was set in the United States. Okay. All right, now we need to do publication year. Saved by Barbarian was 2025. Oh, I already did that one. I already did this one. Seducing a Barbarian was also in 2025. It was self-published. Read before. Diverse, no. Sure. Kindle Unlimited. Black. Gray. All right, I think that's everything. I think that's my spreadsheet updated. Let's see here. We can click through the stats and things. Yeah, 80 books read, 23,000 pages, over 100 hours, 5 rereads. I haven't kept up with the books acquired, but some fun overviews of my stats. Monthly reads all over the place. Genres, I have stopped tracking romance, otherwise this would be all romance. This is basically the subgenres of the books that I'm reading. Formats, lots of novels, lots of ebooks, lots of adult books. Just some interesting stats here. Love it. How fun. Okay, it's my bookshelf. Monthly stats, we can look at June. June monthly stats, read 14 books, 3,000 pages, 27 hours. Lots of contemporary, lots of fantasy, lots of 3 and 4 stars, not a lot of 5 and 1 stars. Average rating 3.5. Lots of ebooks this month, lots of books that I've read tandem this month, and even split self-pubbed and traditional. That's interesting. Lots of authors I've read before, so many romance books, lots from KU, lots that I purchased myself, lots of adult books, lots of books published this year, which is interesting. Pretty cool, pretty cool. And then I don't think I have anything to update here necessarily. Here's my June covers. Haven't read anything from here. Here's my book bracket. I do think Captive Prince moves on from that round, so that's fun. Then I don't really think I updated anything else, so that's my reading spreadsheet updated. Let's move over to my Google Calendar now. Turn off all the stuff that you don't need to see. All right, this is my July content calendar as of now. I do think that we need to move all of these things. These are the lighter purple is my Instagram, the darker purple is my YouTube channel. So I'm gonna move all of these down because I haven't done any of these Instagram things. So we're gonna try again this week. And then I'm a little bit behind already on what I'm posting. So we're going to do a little shifting. So I think this finishing series vlog, I'm gonna shift to August. And then everything else, I think I'm gonna shift down and over. I haven't posted this TBR takedown number 4, so I'm gonna shift that there. And then we're gonna try and do this. I don't think that this video is going up today. It's probably 6. It's after 6. I'm filming this right now, so it's not going up today. Should I try and set myself up for success? Yes, probably. How do I want to do this? You know, maybe we're just gonna shift everything. Like maybe this can go up on August 1st. I can shift that reading vlog, shift that, shift that, shift that. And then this can go up a day late and it will be fine. I can barely post one video a week, so I think that is more reasonable to just not plan any extra videos over 2 in a week. I think that's pretty crazy, so we're gonna do that. So on Monday, we're posting this July reset. That's the next video I'm gonna post. When it'll go up, I don't know. If it goes up before Wednesday, it'll be fine. On Friday, I did just film a recent reads video, so we're going to talk about all the books I haven't read yet, that I haven't talked about yet on my channel that I've read in the last 3 months because I haven't posted a wrap up in a while. And then I also filmed a mid-year freakout tag, and so that's going to go up next Monday. And then I have my next TBR takedown video complete. I just need to post it and finish editing it. And then we're reading the Captive Prince trilogy. That reading vlog's coming soon. I think I'm going to do a recommendation video of my favorite age gap romances in this month because I have enough books that I love that I can include in that recommendation list, so I think I'm going to do that. I'm doing a fun reading vlog where we're going to catch up on some of my reading goals for 2025 that I'm falling behind on, and so we're going to do a reading vlog with that kind of a theme. And then I did just film my next TBR takedown intro, so number 5 will be coming soon. So yeah, that will be my content calendar. I have a couple reels, a couple posts that hopefully I'm going to try and get to on Instagram. I have those filmed and edited. I just need to record the voiceovers and add those to my TikToks or Instagram reels, whatever they are. So hopefully I'm in a good spot to actually get some of that done this month as well. So I think that's everything we need to do on the computer. So let's go ahead and just move back to my desk and we'll chat about the last few things we need to chat about. All right, so left to do is updating my reading journal and making my July goals and TBR. So let's actually hop over to my reading journal and then I will come back and we'll talk about goals and my TBR. I was trying to do a time lapse of me updating this, but it seems that my phone has died, so sorry about that. I'm not exactly sure when it stopped time lapsing. We're gonna just go ahead and do a flip through though, and I will show you what I did, and I will show you my July pages since that didn't work out how we planned, but that's okay. So I did update my 2025 goals page. I have made some progress in how many books that I've read. I've read 80 so far, as you saw when I was updating my spreadsheet in Goodreads and things. I haven't read any classics, but hopefully that will change this month. I've read 2 nonfiction, so I'm kind of on track, kind of a little bit behind. It's only halfway through the year though, so that should be fine. I've read over 25 TBR vets, so I am halfway through with this goal. I just doesn't look like it because I'm waiting until I get to 30, so that's good. I think I have maybe posted more than 20 videos, so that's good. I think maybe I'm like at 8 or 9 Instagram posts, so maybe by the end of July I'll be able to update that. I did try and see if I could print out these, but I still just don't have enough because these aren't that big, so I might not be able to actually fill these pages out until the end of the year, to be honest. So that is still delightfully blank. My 12 months of books page I did update with all of the books that I read April, May, June. I'm up to 80, as you can see. Not too bad. Would like to be farther, but that's okay. For this reading like page tracker page, I decided to just call May and June a wash because I did not keep track of the pages that I was reading, and so I'm just not going to worry about it, and we're just going to keep going for July, and it just kind of is what it is. Don't have anything to add or say about the anticipated releases page. I did go ahead and add all of the books that I've read to my bookshelf and color them in by the star rating. Those are very cute. Those are very fun. As you can see, not a lot of 5 stars. There's so many 5 stars in the first couple of months, but then once we hit April, it goes so downhill. So sad. Filled out my book bracket all the way to June, so we're halfway through the year. We're halfway through the book bracket. You Should Be So Lucky and Captive Prince ended up going forward, and You Should Be So Lucky is the one that got all the way to the end. So love that for her. No one is probably surprised about that. I did have a couple to fill out in my series tracker. The last couple of months I read Mr. Impossible from the Dreamer trilogy. Then on this page I did read Confounding Oaths from the Moral Follies series, and then Back in a Spell from The Witches of Thistle Grove. So that was good. I'm very proud of reading 3 continuations of series books. I haven't read anything from my 5-star predictions page in the last 3 months. Not good. Need to get on that. Again, with the buzzword and buzz cover challenges, I still just don't have enough covers to print something out, so I am going to wait. My A to Z challenge is pretty full. Not much to add here. I did read Rivals though, a book that starts with R, so I wrote that in, but I think that's the only thing I added on that page. In my physical TBR, I was able to check off quite a few. I checked off Chain of Gold, Plain Bad Heroines, Amityville Horror, Love at First Set, What Lies in the Woods, The Layover, Back in a Spell, Mr. Impossible, Scatter of Light, House of Leaves, Everything We Didn't Say, When the Stars Go Dark, Sleeping Beauties, Captive Prince, and Confounding Oaths. So quite a few. Doing good on that. And then I did fill out my TBR tracker and my NetGalley tracker. So in April, I read 5 books, added 6, total 209, net total +1. May, I read 5, I only added 2, and so my total went down to 206, it was -3. In June, I read 7 books, added 1, total is 200. Net total is -6. I actually think I forgot that I did haul 1 additional book, probably in May, so I think that this is slightly incorrect, but I might just add it later on. I'll just add it later. But I'm still doing good. All right, and then in my NetGalley tracker, I did the same thing. I didn't read anything in April, but I did add 1 for a total of 28 and a ratio of 52. But then I read 1 in May, added none, so I went back down to 27, ratio of 56, and maintained for June. I read 0, added 0, total 27, ratio is 56. So I haven't been focusing on this quite enough, but at least it's not really getting worse. And so for my 2025 stats, I did go ahead and fill this out. I read 10 books in April, 1 physical book, 5 ebooks, 4 audio, 2,965 pages, 995 minutes, 0 DNFs, 0 rereads, only 1 5-star. I hauled 6, unhauled 0. I didn't track the subscriber count, so we're not worrying about that. Posted 5 videos, didn't track the followers on Instagram, and I did post 5 Instagram things in April. In May, I read 9 books, physically 4, ebook 2, audio 3, 3,458 pages, 1,220 minutes, 0 DNFs, 0 rereads, 1 5-star, 2 hauled, 0 unhauled, subscribers skip, posted 4 videos, IG followers skip, 0 posts on Instagram. And then in June, I read 14 books, 7 physical, 7 ebook, 0 audio, although some were mixture, and I just kind of do whichever one I read more in here since I didn't make a column for books that I tandem read. 3,665 pages, 1,655 minutes. As you can see, obviously I did listen to some audiobooks. I should have made a column for when I tandem read books. It just I just didn't. Did DNF one book in June, didn't reread anything, had 1 5-star, hold 1 book, unhold 0. I have 5,436 subscribers. I posted 2 videos. I have 1,918 Instagram followers, and I posted 2 things on Instagram. So those are my 2025 stats. And then we can go over to my July pages that I did make off camera. Just a very simple monthly dashboard sort of page. I have a little calendar overview just to match the day to the day of the week. A monthly summary. I do like to write my work schedule and any major events in here, so I will do that later off camera. I like to have a little checklist of the videos that I want to post this month. So everything we talked about in my content planning section, I will just write out in here so I can check it off as I post it. Same with the Instagram column and the goals column. I will just write those things in and check them off as I go. And then on this page, I do my July TBR and my page tracker graph. So I haven't written my July TBR in, honestly, because my hand hurt and I didn't want to write all that right now. So I will do that later and just check them off as I read them. The page tracker will look like this, filled out. I just think it's a fun visual way to see how many pages I'm reading every day. And then in order to build that page tracker, it's nice to have this reading tracker. So I just write the date, the title of the book I'm reading, the page I started on, page I ended on, how many pages that is, and then a day I have a daily total in case I read multiple books a day. I add those up, add up the total number of pages from this column and here per day, if that makes sense. And so I've been making this little chart, this little graph for a very long time, and it works well for me when I remember to fill it out. And then I have my monthly wrap-up page, which at the end of the month should look like this. I fill in the rating in the star rating, the way that I read the book, the color of the stars corresponds with the colors on the calendar, and it shows physically like how many days I read the book. So that is what this is. I set it up for July and I have a blank slate for the month. So that is my reading journal. Let's go back to me at my desk. So that was my reading journal update. Hopefully I'll be more consistent with it in months to come. It's just been kind of crazy. Life has just been like, just things have gotten away from me. So hopefully in the coming months, we'll get back into the swing of things and I'll be able to keep up with that journal a little bit more. I probably should actually make that a goal, which let's talk about my July goals. So my July goals are actually pretty simple. In fact, they're even simpler than they have been in the past. I do really want to make reading a priority in July. If I want to read 200 books by the end of the year, I do need to read 20 books a month. And so I would love to read 20 books in July. Fingers crossed, hopefully I can accomplish that goal. Also, again, I'd like to be consistent on YouTube. In order to check this goal off, I would like to post at least 1 video a week. Obviously, with my content calendar, I have 2 planned per week. Hopefully I can do more than 1 per week, but I would like to do 1 minimum per week, and that will complete that goal, if that makes sense. I also would like to do 4 to 5 Instagram posts. I think having like a more specific goal will be helpful. Again, I have 8 planned for July, so hopefully if I just do 4 of them, like that will be progress and I'll be proud of myself for doing that. So, and then I did just keep up with my reading journal on there because I really would like to do that. It's such a fun thing to have, to like look back at the end of the year and see all the progress you've made, all the reading you've done, and just like a good keepsake memento to have. So I really would like to keep up with it, and I love looking back at all those stats and things. So yeah, hopefully that will be good. Fingers crossed. All right, now let's quickly run through my July TBR. I'm not going to go into super detail about a lot of these books because I'll end up talking about them later on, but I do have quite a few things that I want to get to this month. I have broken down things into categories. So the first category of books that I'm going to talk about is books that I was currently reading in June that I'm bringing over into July. So the first of which is 10 Things That Never Happened by Alexis Hall. This is a contemporary MM romance involving like a fake amnesia trope, and it's workplace boss employee as well. And Alexis Hall is usually pretty funny, and I haven't had the best luck with their newer books, but I'm hoping that this one will be a hit for me. I think that it will be. I've enjoyed the 60 pages or so that I've read of it so far, so hopeful for this one. I also am over halfway through A Shot in the Dark by Victoria Lee. I really just need to finish it up. This book I've been listening to on audio, and it's a contemporary queer romance between, I think, a bisexual woman and a transgender man. Both of these people are addicts, and both of them are artists, and they end up hooking up at the very beginning of this book, not realizing who the other is, but then it turns out that she is his student at college, and so there's a conflict of interest. He decides that he can't be her teacher, even though she really admires him as an artist and really came to this program for him, and so she's really upset about this, but he agrees to kind of mentor her, and so they form this friendship and this kind of system where they rely on each other and can share with each other in ways ways that they can't with other people, and it ends up just being kind of an inevitable romance between the two of them. But it's also very angsty because they are both recovering addicts, and so that's kind of becoming more of an issue in the second half of the book. I'm not really loving this one a ton. It's like okay, it just is pretty, I don't know, depressing and angsty and just not necessarily my vibe. I don't really know how I feel about it totally, but I do need to finish it up. I'm close to being finished with it, so I just need to power through. But I'll let you know final thoughts in my wrap up at the end of the month. It's just kind of like a meh book for me. I'm also currently reading Play Dirty by Only James, which is, I think, actually a book that she's tandem writing with somebody else who I can't remember. But this is a book in like a series about, I don't really know I can't remember. The first book was okay. And then the second book is between these two hitmen. It's a romance between these two hitmen. They keep hooking up and it's kind of been no emotion thus far for the like past 2 years or whatever that they've been hooking up. But I think that there's this new like black market bounty thing that comes out and they decide they're going to team up because they can kill more people and earn more money together than they can like competing against one another. And so that's kind of where I am in this book right now. So they're decided to team up, and I think they like decide, they make this pact that they're not going to hook up while they're working together. And I think it's just gonna devolve into them developing emotions and having a romance. It's good so far. I like the like hitman aspect of it. This is not my favorite of Only James' series. I'm just trying to read up all of her backlist so I can make an author guide video for her. And this is one that I haven't gotten to yet, and it's okay. I'm like a third of the way through, so I just need to finish that one up as well. The last book that I'm currently reading is The Fiancé Farce by Alexandra Bellefleur. A lot of these books I've started reading because I got the audiobook like from the library and then it went away before I could finish it, and so they've just been sitting there. And The Fiancé Farce is one of those. This is another contemporary sapphic romance by Alexandra Bellefleur. It is a fake engagement, fake marriage of convenience sort of story between these two girls who Tansy like tells her family a lie to get her off her back that she's dating this woman, and then she ends up meeting this woman in real life because it's a real person that she pretended to be dating. Turns out she actually needs a marriage of convenience to get her inheritance from her late grandfather's will, and so they decide that they're gonna go through with a marriage of convenience and obviously end up falling in love. I think I'm a little bit like not quite halfway through this one. I'm enjoying it so far. It's just okay. It's not something that's like I'm dying to get back to, obviously, or else I wouldn't still be reading it. But I like it. It's good so far. It's probably, I don't know. I think I'm enjoying it. I think I'll like it like as much, if not more, as like the Written in the Stars series. So I am looking forward to finishing that one up. And then, like I mentioned, I'm doing a Captive Prince reading vlog coming out this month, and I still have to read books 2 and 3, Princess Gambit and King's Rising in that series. And so these are on my TBR. I'm definitely very excited to get to these. I've already started this one. I'm like 70 pages in and I'm having a good time so far. This is like a fantasy romance series with high political intrigue between two princes, except the blonde prince doesn't know the other guy's a prince. It's kind of complicated. I don't want to get too much into it because we will talk all about it in that reading vlog, so look out for that. But these two are on my TBR for the month, so I can finish that up. And then we have that reading goals vlog that I talked about where I'm going to read a couple books to try and catch up on some of my reading goals for the year. I just recently made my TBR for that video. This is that TBR. Planning to read Maurice by E.M. Forster as my classic. I'm going to read The United States of Cryptids for my nonfiction book. I have When the World Tips Over by Jenny Nelson for my TBR veteran. Fueled Under Great Persuasion by Alexandra Rowland for my 5-star prediction. And When the Tides Held the Moon by Vanessa Vita Kelly for my anticipated 2025 release. This is an MLM historical romance between a merman and a human. This is an MLM fantasy romance between these two characters who have been hooking up forever. It's one-sided enemies to lovers. When the World Tips Over is a YA coming of age story, I believe, about this number of quite a few characters. I'm not really quite sure what this was about, to be honest. This is The United States of Cryptids is self-explanatory. It's like 50 cryptid myths across the states. And Maurice by E.M. Forster is one of the very first pieces of gay romantic literature. It was written in the early 1900s, but published posthumously in the 1970s as a queer romance lover. This is kind of where it all started, a foundational book in the genre, if you will. So I think that this is a perfect classic to read. So that is my TBR for that video, a little sneak peek. And then I did just pull my next TBR takedown situation. So this stack of books is for that. If anyone wants to wager any guesses, I'm not going to reveal my secrets yet. You'll have to watch the vlog. I am excited about all of those. And that is pretty much everything that I have on my TBR for the time being. I want to read 20 books. That is like, I think 16 or 17, so I have a couple that I can pick up, palette cleansers, or start on things for next month, or just mood read stuff. A little bit of wiggle room in there, so that should be good. But yeah, I think that is everything that I wanted to do in today's reset, so I really appreciate you being here for watching this video. I'm excited about bringing this series back to my channel. Sorry I took a little break on them, but I am ready to be back. I'm ready to get my life in order and keep it in order. If you liked this video and want to see more from me, I would appreciate you subscribing if you're not already. I post videos mostly about queer books. I try to post at least one a week, as we've discussed. So I'd love if you stuck around. Also, like this video if you liked it. It really helps me out. Leave me a comment down below. All those things help me in the YouTube algorithm. If you enjoy my channel, I would appreciate it. I usually try and link supplies and books and things in the description if you're interested in any of that. Also linked down there are my other social media links. I would appreciate you following me on other platforms as well. I'd love to have you around there. I think that is everything that I have to say today. So thank you so much for being here and for watching this video. I really appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one real soon. Bye.